Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, cops caught down 2 persons of interest in Linstead fruit vendor murder. 2 men said to be persons of interest in the shooting death of a fruit vendor in Linstead earlier this week were killed during an early morning joint police military operation in the St. Catherine North Police Division on Friday. The identities of the deceased have not yet been released. It is understood that police went in search of the men at a premises in Yuatan. During the operation, the 2 men were fatally wounded and a firearm recovered. On Tuesday around 8:20 p.m., 27-year-old fruit vendor Maurice Mora, also known as the Telto of Grove Road in Linstead, was gunned down while selling at his stall on St. George's Street in Linstead. Another man was injured in the gun attack. St. James residents put on alert after crocodile meat found at a restaurant. St. James residents are being placed on high alert after the carcass of a protected species was discovered at a restaurant in Montego Bay. Speaking at the monthly meeting of the St. James Municipal Corporation on Thursday, Acting Chief Public Health Inspector Sharika Lewis said crocodile remains were found at the unnamed food establishment during an inspection to determine whether the facility should be reopened. The health department previously shut down the establishment. Ms. Lewis issued a note of caution to the public and the food establishment about the kinds of meat legally allowed for consumption.
Though we may have exotic taste and want to, consume various types of meats, we want to ensure that the meats or the animals that are currently approved as meat in Jamaica are animals such as bulls, steer, cow, or other description of cattle, pigs, sheep, lamb, goat or kid, rabbit, or other such mammals, and includes poultry, ducks, geese, turkeys, guinea fowls, or any other birds reared to produce meat. From this drive, we seized and condemned approximately 140 kilograms of local beef, and this should be 45 kilograms of local goat meat. And this was due to these meats found to be uninspected and stamped by the public health inspectors.
Dalrymple Philibert loses bid to throw out a statutory declaration case. Parish Court Judge Leighton Morris has refused a preliminary point application to throw out the Integrity Commission's case against the Trelawney Southern Member of Parliament, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert. A trial date has been set for March 31, 2025. It is expected to last 3 days. Case management hearing has been set for February 7. The Integrity Commission's investigation report into the statutory declarations filed by Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert alleged that she failed to disclose a Mercedes-Benz GLA 250 motor vehicle of which she was the legal owner. Thursday's double murder in Portmore, gang-related, says police. The St. Catherine South police say Thursday's double murder in the Portmore community of Reedspen in Old Brayton was gang-related. The police say the incident was a reprisal attack and a further retaliation is expected. 4 people have been killed over the last month, including 2 women. In the latest attack, which occurred about 4:45 p.m. Thursday, a man and a woman were shot at a house at 59 Bloom Grove Way. The deceased have been identified as 35-year-old shopkeeper Anita Mills, otherwise called Ratty, and 40-year-old Dimitri McKenzie, both of the same address. It is reported that explosions were heard coming from inside the house. A family member, who was also home, went to investigate and found a wounded Mr. McKenzie at the entrance of the veranda and the front bedroom. Miss Mills was found face down at the back door of the kitchen, also with what appeared to be bullet wounds. They were pronounced dead at hospital. St. Elizabeth Police banned bike shows during festive season. The St. Elizabeth Police have placed a ban on the staging of motorcycle shows during the Yuletide season. This was disclosed by Commanding Officer for the Parish, Superintendent Coleridge Minto, during an address to the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation meeting on Thursday. Superintendent Minto told the councillors that no permits will be issued for those events due to concern about the number of road fatalities and the breaches of the Road Traffic Act involving motorcyclists in the parish.
That decision was a collective decision when I met with my management team and we discussed it. Last year, 17 persons died from motorcyclists. This year, 12 died. We have seized hundreds of unlicensed motorbikes, uninsured bikes, and scores of these drivers continue to drive without wearing safety helmets. And so we're not approving any bike show during this period. And I'm sure you can understand the reason behind that.
But there are mixed views among residents of Santa Cruz St. Elizabeth to the decision to ban bike shows during the festive season.
The bike guy, they're right to awful in the town, very much. They're making a lot of noise and they don't respect the people. Sometimes they bust some shot, we can't tolerate it.
So do you think the amount of bike deaths happening, you think they should block it off like that?
Well, if it's truthful, I think they would call a meeting with them and discuss. Because sometimes, really, they can behave a little better than that.
Another resident argued that promoters should be allowed to stage bike shows and have their enjoyment because life is short.
They should give them, but they have their enjoyment because life is short. So when we enjoy life to the fullest, that's good.
Sissoko seeking witness from Portmore for Home Circuit Court. Detectives from the Center for Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse are seeking the public's assistance to locate a vital witness in a case that is before the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. She is 20-year-old Brianna Manderson of Portmore, St. Catherine. Manderson is scheduled to appear in the court on Wednesday, January 8, 2025. Brianna Manderson or anyone knowing her whereabouts is asked to contact the Portmore Police at 949-8453, the Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Fake talent scout imprisoned for forcing teen to perform sex acts. While pretending to be a talent scout from a modeling agency, a man who forced a teenage girl to perform sex acts on several men on tape is going to prison for 11 years. Karen Watson was also ordered to pay $2 million to the victim, who was 18 years old at the time. The sentence was handed down by Justice Bertram Morrison in the St. James Circuit Court on Friday. Watson pleaded guilty to 3 counts of trafficking in persons on October 28. He was ordered to serve 11 years and 6 months on each count and will serve them simultaneously. Prosecutors led evidence that in January 2017, Watson tricked the then 18-year-old victim into believing that he was a talent scout. He invited her to his house under the guise that he would provide modeling opportunities for her. But instead, she was held against her will and forced to perform various sex acts which were captured on video with different men for a fee which Watson pocketed. He also threatened to blackmail the then teenage victim with the videos. The matter was reported to the police and Watson was arrested in April 2017 during a raid at his home. Watson was represented by attorney-at-law Donovan Collins. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.